Hi, my name is Emmy. I'm here with Radio X out of Cohoes, and I'm interviewing Ethafulm.
What's
Uh,
up, everybody?
okay, my first question for you is why did you get into music in the first place?
Why did I get into music? You know, since I was young, I always had melodies in my head, and I always wanted to get them out, and it was always like an untapped interest that I knew that I had. And then one of these days, I finally just like asked my mom for a bass guitar, and it all just tapped into that, and I've been making music ever since.
So, how do you find the inspiration to write your own songs? Where does it come from?
I feel like there's so much content in the world in my life that makes me feel things that may be hard to express without art. You know, whether that's something in politics, whether that's something that I've personally experienced. And it's just been an outlet for me to say what's on my mind that really does it for me more than just talking to somebody, you know?
So, who would you say are some of your biggest influences?
Well, a mutual interest of ours, During Gray, is definitely an inspiration for me. Mudvayne, Mudvayne spoke to me a lot, particularly their song Determined. Just like, I don't know, I feel like it cracked me out of the sleep that I was in. Let's see, who else? You too, actually, a lot. You too. Um, Forever in Motion, very underrated music act, and much more. But those are probably the big four, I guess you could say.
So, who would you collaborate if you could collaborate with anybody?
If I had to collab, I feel like me and Chad Gray would do really good harmonies.
Okay.
So it would have to be me and Mudvayne out of those four.
So, what's your favorite thing about performing and your least favorite thing?
My favorite thing about performing is, dang, that's a tough question. Probably just the music. You know, just being there, creating music, and getting to share it with other people. Yeah, that. And what was the other question?
Your least favorite thing
My
about
least
performing?
favorite thing. Um, the thought that I'm casting my pearls on swine, because I know like there's definitely those people out there who don't appreciate it as much as I put into it, and but honestly, if you're like kind of like blanket casting pearls, which you know you do as a music artist, you kind of have to just accept the understanding that there's gonna be people out there who just don't appreciate it, you know, and it's a downside that I've come to accept, and I think everything else about doing it makes it worth it, despite that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best reaction you had to performing for an audience? Like, did somebody come up to you and
Yes,
like you have a good experience?
it was actually during an acoustic performance of my song Black Light Revelation. Somebody came up to me, they were like, I don't even listen to that type of music, but who plays that song? And it was actually a song I wrote. So I think it, in addition to just being an acoustic rendition of a hard rock song, I I found it to be a lot. I found it to be very much an accomplishment for me because I had transcended a genre boundary. I had made somebody feel connected to a song that wasn't in a genre of music that they liked in particular. So that was a compliment that I was really happy about.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool
Mm-hmm.
experience.
So
Okay, my last question for you is what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind with your music?
I'd like to. I definitely like to influence the way we approach anti-corruption subject matter in music. I would like to, know, how do I say, leave a mark of authenticity in that department because I feel like a lot of times people are concerned with fitting into a category, maybe just how do I say, making themselves an amplifier for what the media told them is the right thing to do socio-politically. I think you know lot more authenticity in that, and I'd like to be an example for that.
Well, that sounds like a good legacy to leave behind.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time to let me interview you. Can you please tell me where everybody can find your music? And I'll leave the links in the
Well,
description.
Ethafulm, that's spelled Ethafulm. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm on stuff that I haven't even heard of, Google Music, Amazon, YouTube Music. So you can find me just about anywhere to listen to my music. I'm on Instagram recently. Um, I don't have a Facebook page for Ethafulm, but yeah, anywhere you listen to music, chances are you can find me there. So check it out.
Okay, please check out his music. You'll find this interview on my YouTube page and find it on radioradiox.com. Thank you, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.